Look at that thumbnail. Oh god. Wait, what the fuck? Activision Blizzard to cut hundreds of jobs as game growth stagnates and CFO joins with a $15 million bonus. Okay.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we actually have some...
See, he's being really serious here. You've got to take him seriously right now because he's wearing glasses. And people that are wearing glasses are usually older. People that are older are generally smarter because they have more life experience. So Bellular, by correlation, is smarter than you are because he's wearing glasses. That's just how it works.
Pretty rough news, and really it's news for a company that's been hammered more than any other as of late, Activision Blizzard. They're a strange group, with Activision primarily just being the Call of Duty people at this stage, and Blizzard of course being, well, the Blizzard that many of us know. They of course also do own the mobile gaming giant King. Now the most recent update in their, well, saga of decline is a new report via Bloomberg. According to this report, Activision plans to cut hundreds of jobs. Yes, hundreds.
Wow.
There's no way to spin this. It is bad news for Activision Blizzard. This could end up being a sizable percentage of their overall workforce, which as of the end of 2017,
that's a lot,
numbered at 9,800 people. The thing is, though, that number is probably lower now because Blizzard have, according to Jason Schreier's sources, been trying to find innovative, quiet, and PR-friendly ways to cut job roles, such as extending their Career Crossroads program to more departments and slowly increasing its financial...
More PR-friendly ways to fire people. Okay.
Reward to it, for some people, actually being a year of salary as a lump sum to leave. Now this led to 100 job positions being cut in their Cork offices, which primarily focused on customer support. Now right after that happened, well, Dennis Durkin returned to the company to serve as its new CFO, and he got a sign-on package worth $15 million. Now, at the time, like a $15 million bonus in the face of 100 jobs.
Just a second. So that was 4th of January. And this was the 8th of February.
Yeah, so not even months. Literally a month or so. So now what do you gotta say, bitch?
That happened, well, Dennis Durkin returned to the company to serve as its new CFO, and he got a sign-on package worth $15 million. Now, at the time, like a $15 million bonus in the face of 100 jobs being cut, it seemed to be, well, egregious and really typical of all that's wrong with corporate culture. Now, to be balanced, it is also true that he didn't literally get handed 15 million. He got 1-point-something million in cash, with the rest being tied down in stock options. And usually those stock options are tied to his performance and that of the company. So in a way, you could say that, like the content of World of Warcraft, Dennis Durkin's paycheck is also time-gated. Still though, even though that 15 million was basically not actual money and doesn't really affect their cash flow that much, the principle of it though, it does feel quite wrong. It felt wrong at the time.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of executives, it's been a rough time for the company.
The
sheer amount of reshuffling is quite incredible. So their old CFO was acquired by Netflix. Then the CFO of Blizzard Entertainment left, taking her same job role, but at Square. Now, Square is a payment processing company, so at least for that, I think it's easy to imagine that for a young first-time CFO, it makes a lot of sense to go to a financial company to gain more experience for her portfolio. That's not all, though, because they just lost basically their merch chief this month. And as for developers, well, over in the Blizzard side, they have lost quite a few people, including experienced staff members like Ben Brode.
Everybody liked
and of course,
Ben
Rob
Brode.
Pardo, who moved on to form new studios. And in both of those cases, those studios took with them top Blizzard talent, such as Wei Wang, whose art you've no doubt seen. It also took Josh Mosquera, not sure in the pronunciation of his surname. Of course, he was the man who spearheaded Diablo 3's Loot 2.0, Reaper of Souls, and the first attempt at Diablo 4,
see you later, man.
Which of course failed and led to his departure. Then much of their top talent within a lot of their games has moved to their new incubation wing, which currently we believe is focused on mobile titles, and of course that's taken the names of many people, like say Tom Chilton and Corey Stockton being over there. All of this to me does indicate a little bit of brain drain, perhaps having too many people leaving for startups and the mobile section of Blizzard Blizzard plus some of the new titles to the point where it maybe is damaging their current live games. Now, for those people, I'm sure it is more fun to work in the incubation department. They probably have more freedom and more of an agile development process. But still, I can't say that it sounds great for the creativity of Blizzard's games. And when we look at Blizzard's portfolio of games, they have been stagnating. Like literally, Blizzard's monthly active users, for the first time ever in their last quarterly earnings report, were stagnant. Now, given how the market reacted to a stagnation, I think a decline would be very problematic for the company's stock. Then, of course, Mike Morhaime left, and he was replaced with J. Allen Brack. Now, Mike was the CEO because he was the co-founder.
That's the guy right there.
He was not picked for the job.
That's the fucking guy.
J. Allen Brack was picked, and I think that does mean he's just going to be a little bit more sort of controlled by head office. Now, I don't want to get too conspiratorial, but, I mean, I think it probably could.
What he's trying to say is Bobby Kotick is going to make J. Allen Brack ruin classic WoW.
Yep.
Like, there it is, all right? He won't say it, I'll say it. There it is, guy. I'm sorry.
But we called this, didn't we?
We knew
called
it was going to happen.
Yeah, the day it was announced, we talked mad shit, and people in chat were saying, "Oh no, it's not gonna happen. Conspiracy theory." And now look what's happening, you fools! You absolute knave.
It's like, you know, in the Doomsday movies, and the crazy old guy ends up being right.
And indicate a bit of a change in direction if leadership is changing to that degree. Then when we just go through Blizzard's portfolio, well, Hearthstone and Overwatch both have been stagnating, and I'm not really sure what could be done to make, say, Hearthstone more exciting. Business model-wise, I guess the equivalent of, like, Battle Pass for each, season of Hearthstone would kind of be exciting for investors, but in terms of gameplay...
Exciting for investors,
I just don't think we're going to see that infinite free-to-play growth that investors probably wanted, and being real, the current business model of that game, it makes it stupidly expensive to return to. Then for Overwatch, where's the content? Because look, the Tumblr crowd might talk about it a lot. There's not enough of them, though, to really matter in terms of the numbers.
There it is. There it is. I mean, like, there it is. Like, see, Blizzard is trying to, like, appeal. Like, this is the thing. I think Blizzard, like, at the core, they care more about PR than they do their community. They're too like focused on trying to make sure that people like them, right? And they're doing the right things, which isn't a bad thing. But you need to focus on your core people first before you try to make people that aren't even part of your audience happy.
Esports are fine, but most people don't care about the esports. Overwatch needs core content for core players.
Well, nobody's going to care about it now. You can't even talk in Twitch chat.
New modes. Their
PvE
the
BattleNet
experiments were so long ago,
That's so dumb.
and nothing of substance has really appeared. The game still faces glaring design issues from both a casual and competitive side of things. This game came out on the 24th of May, 2016. Over 2.5 years have passed. Now, considering how this game, in terms of its business model, literally is a live service because of the loot boxes, they have just been disastrously slow on the content. Now, look, I hear in the grapevine that they are actually working on really big stuff for that IP, but whatever that is, it's likely a decent bit off. More recently, Blizzard, of course, permanently decreased the asking price for Overwatch by 50%, which I think is a pretty solid indication that, yeah, they're worried about stagnating users.
That's less than amount,
As for
by the
Heroes
way.
of the Storm, well, that didn't really work out at all, did it? They shut down its esports ecosystem overnight. As for World of Warcraft with BFA, it's past the major revenue part of its cycle. Future patches are probably going to be focused on fan-favorite characters, and that could lead to a spike in revenue and engagement, but WoW's a major part of the earnings cycle. Yeah, it is kind of off, with the next expansion likely being the next point at which it will bring in the big bucks. So overall, it is a grim picture. They undoubtedly do have long-term projects that will do very well financially. Now, financially, I'm pretty sure that Diablo Immortal will do well in China. Diablo 4 will probably do very well overall. And
what's Diablo 4?
Once the faction war is over with, I'm sure WoW will actually do pretty decently again. Then they have a bunch of mobile projects.
Why?
A few of those could be tidy earners, I guess, but I don't really believe in them too much. Still, it is hard to see a positive short to mid-term position for Blizzard Entertainment. Now, from what I've heard in the grapevine, BlizzCon 2019 could be pretty hype in terms of major announcements, but...
That's what they said about BlizzCon 2018. They announced a phone game. People are mad. The most exciting thing about BlizzCon 2018 is they're going to release a game that they already released. That's it. Nothing new for Diablo, nothing new for StarCraft. Heroes of the Storm, the competitive scene just got fucking canceled and they added a new hero. What are the other games? I don't think they did another hero for Overwatch. Who gives a fuck, right? I mean, 2 games? What was the other game? Yeah, they had, Ash, yeah, exactly. Warcraft 3. Okay, so they introduced Warcraft 3, which is a game that was already out. That's the whole point. And a phone game.
Things are going to sting until then, and I would not be surprised if they pushed an announcement forwards to Gamescom in order to help salvage that quarter. There's also the pervasive cost-cutting of Blizzard. These job losses are, of course, the most recent sort of episode of that, but of course, as covered by Jason Schreier, the cost-cutting is pervasive throughout the company. I've actually since heard from multiple sources at Blizzard who essentially have all said the same thing. Finance is at every meeting and budget is brought up all the time. There are some truly insane examples.
What is this here? Jaina's breast nerf in Hearthstone? No, I have to pause this real quick. I want to know, what is this? Okay, you know what? I don't want to pause the video. Let's remind me. Actually, don't remind me. I won't forget about that. Let's just finish the video first.
Believe me, but I want to protect the anonymity of my sources, and I don't want to get into it right now. Suffice to say, though, the push is extremely real, to the point where it seems like it's a pretty major roadblock to actually getting things done at Blizzard. Now, this was all kicked off by Amrita Ahuja, who is their ex-CFO, who I covered earlier, who has since left the company. Now, I think this means we'll see more get-rich-quick schemes like the mounts and stuff like that in the short term, but to be honest, you know, I do think they have a lot in the works with major titles. Yeah. Again, not getting into specifics, but I think that like the next BlizzCon will be pretty big. I think it's pretty clear they had a lot of things they...
McCollum, did you buy the See You Later bundle?
Nope.
Why not? I mean, they're going away.
You know, if we're going to be on your stream talking mad shit about how people shouldn't support this, and I've got, you know, before I've gotten all the store mounts, I figure if we're going to be saying all this shit, we should also, you know, follow through with our own words and not support it.
Practice what you preach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As for Activision itself, I mean, it's been reported that the loss of Destiny 2 will cost them $400 million in revenue. That's a hell of a lot of revenue, and
that's money.
We saw the stock dip heavily when that was announced. Well, the next earnings call is going to be their first proper communications about that, and it's just it's going to be extremely interesting to see how they spin it. Personally, I don't really think they would remove such a major part of their lineup without some sort of replacement, but it is hard to see what that would actually be. Then we have Apex, and let's be real here. Apex is an absolute hammer blow to Activision Blizzard. Investors' last hope was probably a free-to-play version of Blackout to get that Fortnite market. Well, Apex Legends stole that thunder with a superior product. Again, stock is all based on growth potential. So when Activision have their one big shot at growth undercut by a product that players seem to deem superior and is getting all the momentum right now from an investor's perspective, that's got to be catastrophic. As for King, well, I don't really know that much. I've heard the mobile market is somewhat stagnating, if not contracting a bit. But to be honest with you, I just don't have enough knowledge of that market to give you any worthwhile analysis, so I'll leave it at that. On the whole, though, Activision Blizzard, I would say, are in the weakest...
There's only so many stupid soccer moms that you can convince to spend $45 of their husband's money a week to buy special gems in Candy Crush. There's a ceiling to that. I mean, let's be honest.
Spot of the major game publishers. As compared to EA, they have lost the AAA Battle Royale race. They have lost their loot shooter, while EA has Anthem and Ubisoft has The Division 2. They don't have that juicy EA Sports FIFA Ultimate Team market. Blizzard is stagnating in terms of content output. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 absolutely is a bright spot, but they're going to need more than just...
It's not. Like, who in here actually plays COD? I mean, this is a legitimate question. Like, so guys, don't bullshit me here. Who in here actually plays it? Man, come the fuck on. Can't we get like one poll that I do in chat that's not full of retards? Just say yes or no. In the past like 2 weeks, have you played the game? No. Okay. Thank you, by the way. Thank you. Blackout sucks. It's too jarring to play. It gives you motion sickness.
It's pretty garbage.
It defaults to you using your real name. It's fucking ridiculous.
True.
Like, imagine a game. Imagine being in 2019 and having the default, right? You think you, like, who wants to play Call of Duty and you're using your real name, okay? Like Billy Jefferson doesn't want to be called Billy Jefferson. He wants to be called, you know, Pussy Destroyer 69 _ 420 XX. That's what he's called, okay? And this is what, I mean, like, really.
Does Apex do that?
Fuck no, of course they don't do that. That's stupid.
Oh, I might play with you then.
Yeah, it's a great game. It's way better than Call of Duty. Like, Apex is everything that Call of Duty Black Ops 4 should have been.
That. So overall, the short to midterm picture for this stock, I think, is really quite grim indeed. Now, I do actually think that it's one of those instances where we're catching them at a big dip, and they probably do have a lot of things in the works which will recover the stock heavily. So I imagine a lot of people are just waiting to buy up a pretty massive amount of Activision Blizzard stock. That's what I'd imagine anyway, because, you know, it's the whole thing. Whenever the stock goes cheap, you kind of want to buy it up because you're thinking, well, if it's really cheap now, but maybe they've got some good things in the works, then the stock will get better over time. So I imagine that's what a lot of people are going to be doing with Activision Blizzard. But yeah, man, it's hard.
Maybe they'll have another re-release.
Like, the staff are the people who are going to lose out here. That's a lot of real people who do not have any say in the big decisions that we all disagree with this company. And hundreds of them are going to lose their jobs. They're going to lose security. And that absolutely sucks. So my thoughts are absolutely with the staff. And, you know, just as a community, we can't be going at the staff personally that much. I've seen some bashing, and, like, it's just a rubbish thing to do because it's not their fault. It's not to do with them. Anyway, yeah, that's the situation with Activision Blizzard. Let me know what you think down below. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.
That's true. I mean, like, it's like if it's a random... What do you mean?
I mean, look, of course it's not completely their fault, but
yeah,
you know, employees do have a certain amount of power. You know, you could just quit. Everybody could just quit at the same time, and that would ruin the company. But they didn't do that.
Like, I don't think it's that simple. I mean, like, obviously, like, it's always nice.
What do you mean?
Well, because, like, if everybody's gonna quit at the same time, like, when does that ever happen?
Didn't a lot of factory workers do that shit, like walkouts?
Yeah, and you know what happened to the factories? They're in Taiwan. So it didn't even work either. I mean, yeah, they just outsourced a lot of it. Like the manufacturing strikes and all that. Yeah, that went overseas. Okay, Jaina's tits. I know, dude. I just wanted to talk about the video for a minute. Like, I don't think that the individual, like, especially if somebody's like an artist or whatever, like, if you're the rewards designer for WoW, bro, like, come on, like, what are you doing, man? Like, can we talk, please? Like, just for like an hour, like, you just listen to like what I'm trying to say, like, read some tweets, watch the videos, like, man, come on, just give it a break. Like, all right, yeah, we are gonna look at the Jaina. All right, well, don't worry. As I said, I did not forget. It's a second. Where's that Nixie? There we go. Okay.
Wait,
all
are
right.
you talking about Jaina's boobs for? What happened?
Because apparently they made them smaller.
What?
Yeah. That's what they said.
Why?
I just... Yeah, they put a shirt on her. So Blizzard is slut-shaming Jaina. I thought this was a progressive company. Apparently not. I mean, you think about this, right? Who are they to tell a woman what she can and can't wear? I mean, this is disgusting. Like, I can't even fucking believe this, man. Who gives a shit? I do.